year is 1999. An agent has gone missing and all kinds of spooky shit is going down in Groverville. My name is Dan Thompson. I will be your handler for this mission. Welcome back to the Danger Files, everyone!
I do love the way that your intro is a lot shorter than the last episode because we haven't really moved from the same spot. He's still missing. You're going to go see...
Dan, I thought they were... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it was a silly joke. I was going to say that I was expecting more files. It didn't work out because of the time.
Filing. I very much expected to get this wrapped up in one episode. I should have known.
If you're giving us a clip, if we'd seen something that we could follow and jump and straight away, but it's like, no, he's gone. It's like, well, no,
I shut that
again.
down, I think, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because of my character. I was doing character stuff.
I feel like Lonnie's a lot more on edge now. Lonnie's real.
He was a bit more earnest. He was kind of meant to be that way. I'm not sure I had.
I think you're moving.
I was finding my feet with him as a character the first record. Anyway,
it's the correct response. I think.
So he's moving less Bill and Ted and more towards the Matrix he is now.
Well, I don't know.
It's getting a bit more edgy.
He's definitely still got a bit of Bill and Ted in there, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe he's definitely.
Has he taken the blue pill?
John Wick.
John Wick said. That's going to be the end of the campaign.
That'll be the end.
I've been trying to we've been trying to get some art done, and when I'm trying to describe to artists what Lonnie Oregon looks like, it's very hard to describe Keanu Reeves in a suit and have someone not just draw John Wick. It's but Point Break Keanu Reeves.
Shorter hair, less beard. Shorter hair, less beard.
See, young John Wick.
One of my favorite gags, which I hope some people spotted of this whole season last time, was when Norman ran up a wall and John just went, "Whoa!"
That's when I remembered who your character's based on. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right, you're Keanu Reeves."
It's a beautiful moment. Jerry, we've got to come to you, man. Where's your head at right now? What do you think's happening with Pete?
Well, he's been kidnapped by a red-bearded man. I mean, it's nighttime as well, so I'm a bit worried that that's just because it's going to take everyone else days to actually do anything to find me.
It's not often we do time change like that, Dan, to be honest. Normally, when he said it was nighttime, I was like, oh, shit. When is it?
Running in different time zones. Well, should we...
No, we'll go have some facts. Where's the facts?
Should we have a little fact, and then we'll have a little fact.
Have a fact.
I'll feed you some yummy facts, and then we'll jump into it. Let's talk about Project Habakkuk.
Habakkuk.
Say that one more time, Dan.
Habakkuk.
Habakkuk.
Habakkuk. Cool. Project Habakkuk. So when you're engaged in a world war, when you're fighting in Europe, this is another American military investigation. What is the super weapon of the Second World War? What is the
spam?
Yeah, that's what we went on. Went on spam. Other than the atom bomb, which comes in basically at the end. What is the weapon of the Second World War?
Guns,
planes.
Basically planes, aircraft carriers. That is especially in the Pacific.
Of course it is.
It is the war where air power becomes supreme, and so the ability to project your air power overseas becomes incredibly valuable, and aircraft carriers become just the weapon of war. There is a big problem with using aircraft carriers, particularly in Europe for America, when they want to bring their planes over and use them to help with invasions over there, and that is that at the time aircraft carriers are quite small, so they can only carry relatively small planes. They've got short range, they're not very well armored, they're not as good as a land-based plane, basically. So if you want to support your troops, what you're doing is you're bringing your aircraft carrier up to the coast, and then you're sending your ship planes up against the much better land-based planes who have a full airfield to handle. Not a great way to fight a war. The trouble is also aircraft carriers they're vulnerable. They're incredibly expensive. They're incredibly easy. They're a big target, especially with U-boats in the Atlantic. Real trouble there. How do we make this better? Easy. what if we had an unsinkable ship, an unsinkable aircraft carrier, bigger than any ship that had ever set sail, capable of replicating an entire airfield where you could have your normal land-based planes take off from, and they would be able to, you'd be able to basically have a whole airfield, and you would be impossible to destroy.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
Can it be done, Dan?
That sounds wonderful.
Well, the last one was, what if I was God and could make tidal waves?
This seems paltry in comparison.
Well, it's a difficult thing. The problem is what you would make it of. Like theoretically, you can make a ship of any size you like if you can engineer it enough. The trouble at this point is steel and aluminium, and they're very. It turns out they're quite hard to get hold of steel at this point because you need them to do things like making guns and bullets and tanks and non-insane military projects. So it's quite hard to get a lot of it. So you need something else. You need a different, you need a material you could build an aircraft carrier out of. One that is incredibly strong, one that is buoyant, and one that is basically free.
Rubber.
Not rubber. Ice.
Ice, baby.
Specific.
This is the idea. The idea is, well, you know what's really strong?
Jesus.
Icebergs. So what if you could build an aircraft carrier out of icebergs? It would float because we know ice floats. Ice is incredibly resistant to damage. It's very, you can shoot an iceberg with a gun and it doesn't shatter. It just barely makes a dent in it. So that's where this idea came up with. What if we could build an aircraft carrier out of ice that we could then just tow to wherever we wanted it?
I mean, it did sink the unsinkable ship.
Exactly.
Yes, true.
In
It's
the floating things battle, it is the
Ice
winner.
1, ships nil.
Now there's a small problem in that ice is actually not quite as strong as you think it is. Once you start putting it is slightly brittle. It is slightly unpredictable. That's where they hit upon a substance called pykrete, which is if you take ice and you combine it with wood pulp, basically sawdust, the sort of thing you use to make paper or anything like that. It creates a substance which is basically indestructible. It creates a kind of ice which is effectively bulletproof. This is proved at a meeting. Lord Mountbatten is a big British guy, he's a big proponent of it. He demonstrates it to the Americans in a meeting by taking a block out of his briefcase and shooting it with a gun in the meeting.
Mountbatten.
He nearly kills the new U.S. Naval Chief of Navy Operations with the ricocheting bullet. But the Americans are convinced, and they're like, "Yes, we will make an aircraft carrier out of ice." Now, you can't test this in the Atlantic or in the Pacific because it would be too obvious. Someone would see it. So you need somewhere hidden and away from things to practice it. And they they hit upon Jasper National Park in Canada. Beautiful place. They go to Lake Louise, which is a beautiful glacial lake that I've hiked around a few times. I love Lake Louise. It's one of my favorite places in the world, and it was ruined for me by Dom, who's Canadian, by my partner, who informed me that it is known locally as Lake Disease because of the number of STDs that are traded around there by all of the seasonal workers that work. And I was like, that was my pretty up paradise. But it's a big lake up in the mountains. No one goes there, especially during the war, so it's a perfect chance to try it. So they make a bunch of this stuff and they build an aircraft carrier out of ice. Now, I'm
really picturing, like a rubber ice tray, you know what I mean, in the shape of a giant, and then they just pour the stuff in and freeze it.
Just tip it out.
They've got to, and they have to test it. Basically, the thing they've got to test it on is how indestructible really is it. So they basically build an aircraft carrier out of ice in this lake in Canada and spend most of the war bombing it and shooting it with artillery shells to see what would happen, and being like, that's right. Apparently Lord Mountbatten occasionally will turn up with a shotgun and just take a couple of shots at it and be like, doing good, boys, well done, and just go home again. And it's there for basically the whole war. the craziest thing about it is that it is proved to be feasible. It does work. The technology,
even that it's not too slippy for the plane to take off.
You can put a lining. You can put mats down. You can put a surface down on it. You can tow it wherever you need to. The only problem with it is that you need so much of it. To make a viable aircraft carrier that would make a meaningful difference in terms of what it could carry, and to fit the brief of being indestructible, it would need walls that were about 35 feet thick. To make that much ice, because you can't just, unfortunately, once you've hit on this idea of having special ice, you can't just take ice out of the ocean. You've got to manufacture it. Even on the North Pole, the ice sheet is only about 3 meters thick. It's not anywhere near that. So you need to manufacture your own ice, and you need a lot of wood to do it, which would mean you would effectively need to level a section of forest about the size of Vatican City in order to produce enough wood to make the ice to do this thing. It would cost about the same as the US Pacific Fleet to make a single ship. But
what? Vatican City isn't that big.
It's absolutely mad.
Are boats cheap?
And well, cheaper than trying to build it out of ice, apparently.
Yeah, wood.
Because you need to build the factory. It's not just the trees. You need to
the whole production line. It's a unique production line. Like there's nothing else. You'd have to make it all from scratch.
Yeah,
and to transport it. And so eventually the craziest thing about it is that it effectively works. The only thing that shoots it that kind of shoots it down is the fact that the war ends before they get it right, before they can absolutely perfect it. The atom bomb is invented. That's planes get better. That people get better at amphibious landings and things, and the need for it effectively kind of dissipates. It's by the end of the war, it's just not a priority project, and the thing is it's disbanded. They sink most of the infrastructure to the bottom of the lakes. A lot of it is still there. There's like an underwater. You can go scuba diving at one of these lakes of the wrecks of the facility for making giant ice ships. And that is the sad. That is the not so sad but quiet end of the indestructible ice ship.
Indestructible ice ship.
Wow. It shouldn't be surprising, but the US Army has a long history of just chucking its shit in the water or just sinking stuff. When it's finished with it, it's being like, well, we don't need it, but we can't let it fall in the wrong hands, so let's sink it. Yay! There's loads of stuff they just dumped. Like after the Vietnam War as well, we don't need these vehicles, so they just dumped the whole lot in the sea. And it was like, but can you recycle that? It's like, nope, into the sea. There we go. Endless tanks and bombs and planes and all this. They just chucked it in the sea.
Feed Poseidon.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, we're going to wage war on Poseidon. Yeah.
The secret of the US. It's all because of Poseidon.
All because of Poseidon, yeah.
George Washington and his allegiance to Poseidon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's a movie franchise we're going to have to sit through in a few years, isn't it?
And as a quick fact, because aircraft carriers were very important and still are, and battleships, the coolest ships that ever sailed the oceans, were almost immediately irrelevant. As soon as they were invented, because as soon as they were built, and then planes were invented, and one single plane or a couple of planes could just torpedo the battleship, and there's nothing they could do about it. So it's like, great. So they became about power and about coastal bombardment. Yeah. But really, it was just so you'd rock one up and be like, yo, check it out, look how powerful we are. But they were actually pretty useless.
It's all about... So it's
all about planes.
It's the idea of the fleet in being, isn't it? By having the Bismarck was sort of the biggest example as the great German battleship, and that was kind of its main power was purely by existing. I think it fought one battle.
Sorry, I made a click.
So you've done about 7.
It fought one battle. It was one of 2 pocket battleships. The other one was the Prinz Eugen, and off they went. And it was supposed to be because it was a way for Germany to get around the limitations that was placed upon it by how big they could build ships. They made a small, very powerful ship, and then we sank it.
Why was it called a pocket battleship?
Oh, the Bismarck...
it was called a pocket battleship because they were smaller than you would expect a battleship to be, but they were anything but.
The Bismarck, the Bismarck and the Tirpitz were the second biggest battleships ever built. They were I can't remember who, but the pocket battleship was definitely a thing as well. But yeah, the Bismarck.
The Japanese made the biggest.
The
They made the
Yamato.
Yamato. The Yamato. That was huge.
Again, just
so cool as well with the big long conning towers. Anyway, I'm not going to start.
Oh, ships. Oh, this has gone very white.
White.
Very white men.
ship.
Oh, we love ships.
Have you seen how big the Japanese made one? It was very
Everyone
large.
can like ships, Dan.
Very powerful.
Everyone should like ships.
Yes, it was
There
very
was
powerful.
there was when I used to work in the library. I feel like I've told this story, but when I used to work in the library, there was you used to have chats with all the people who came in. One was an old fellow who was on one of the ships sent out to hunt the Bismarck when it was in the North Sea. They were out there trying to spot it, and he was just like, all of us knew that if we actually encountered the Bismarck, it would sink us before we knew it was there, because its range was so much longer than you wouldn't even see it on the horizon and you'd be dead. But if it sunk us, then someone by our position would know roughly where it was, so we just sailed out there to see if we would get sunk. It's like, oh my god, that's a different life, isn't it? That's
Very
a different
powerful.
mindset.
It sunk the HMS Hood, which was a Victorian sort of style battleship, in about 4 minutes.
Yep.
With about 15.
John
1,500
Pertwee,
people.
the third Doctor Who, was one of the only survivors of the Hood.
Really?
Randomly.
Amazing.
Wow, how extraordinary! Because there was a tiny number because the ship sank so
Yeah,
fast.
he was on shore
pummeled
leave
it.
just randomly that day.
Wow.
God.
Well, let's
go.
dive back aboard this sinking ship, everybody. Things have taken a turn for our Delta Green agents. Pete is still missing. Agent Yeager has been kidnapped by Hank John, the man that Norman got into a fight with in a bathroom stall on their first night in town. And the rest of the team are trying to track him down. You've spoken to a couple of the local farmers, and found out that Hank John lives in a small holding on the other side of Groverville. And you also figured out that Norman is very good at climbing. None of you are very good at searching, and that no cars have come or gone other than your own in the time that you were there. So we'd left you with heading off to go to Hank John's home.
Yep.
And
We also discovered that we all have mobile phones, and suddenly
You were like,
led to
oh
a
my
flurry of, oh my god, we got these cell phones. Quickly, let's
We're
go.
not going to use them that much. Coverage is not very good. But
Coverage is not very good. No, and you just get very excited, then you realise that no one's really got a phone.
Yeah.
So we'll
batteries are going to die quite quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not going to use them that much. Don't worry.
so heavy as well, weren't they?
Oh my god.
you'll never be short of a weapon when you've got a Nokia.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. Flex,
I believe it's,
Flex loves his Nokias.
I believe it's pronounced Nokia.
Very nice.
In the US of
We
A.
have to keep on brand. Big fan of it.
Nokia.
And you've got your Nokias, and you got Nokias and no Pete. So, let's flash in with the rest of the group, with the rescue team. I tentatively call you the rescue team. With the gradual rescue team, you stopped for gas on your way to the small
Who's
holding.
driving?
Definitely Adam.
It's Adam.
Okay. Adam's driving.
Adam driving. Are we two things to clear up?
Adam Driver.
Two things to clear up, because you came to town with two cars.
Yeah.
Are you driving in two cars on every mission, or
Yes.
have you all just gotten into one?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
driving to.
No,
I'm not leaving our car at the farm.
No, I mean, I didn't know if you brought it to the farm or if
Yeah,
you
I
left it
assumed
at
we
the-
did.
Okay.
We drove in
assume we
two
did,
cars.
yeah.
I remember.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we
Because I think that allows time to talk with each other in our teams to be
That
like,
does-
oh, what's
of course, yeah, that does
Yeah.
make more sense. There is something quite Muppets about the idea of just 5 FBI agents all crammed into one car together. So you're driving in one car, and then Norman and Flake are in the other car. Just to check in, because we won't do this for long, but the Delta Green agents, so the non-real FBI, Flake, Norman, and Pete. We went through what weapons you were all starting with when we did our character gen, and
did we?
We talked
Oh, we
about
did.
them.
Yes, we did. Yes.
And basically, we sort of said, okay, Adam and Lonnie are going to have got their standard issue sidearms, which they have, and then the three of you have kind of got some more choice because you're not officially official FBI, and you've got you have artillery pretty much. You've just brought a whole bunch of guns.
Yeah, I've forgotten my own name then. Norman has got a PPK, Walther PPK.
Nice.
He puts that under his jacket.
Yeah.
I think that's quite easy to hide. His combat knife is probably in his boot, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Like
The knife
in a
in his
little
boot, yeah.
boot thing. But his M16 is definitely in the boot of the car.
You got an M16 in the boot.
like,
It's a massive machine gun.
That is literally an assault rifle. It is an assault rifle, yes. So Flake opted for a more classic, the M1911A1.
Okay.
It's sort of like, you'll have all seen it. It's sort of like the semi-automatic, quite an early model of the semi-automatic.
Okay.
It's Colt, but it's heavily customized. So it's got like a.
So you don't have to cock that one then, no?
some stickers on the
Although
side.
you do have to cock the first one in the chamber, and then
cock
after
the
that
first one, and then
it
after that
is
it's
fully automatic.
Right.
It's got like a silencer and a laser sight and things like this. But it's a fairly actually quite classic gun, and he's probably got a knife as well stashed on his trousers.
The two of you look like actual FBI agents, but like you downloaded a DLC pack where you get like a fancy custom gun.
Well, now mine's actually it's small enough to be in a holster, so
Okay,
no
cool.
one will have seen the gun yet. But as soon as he pulls it out, it's going to be clearly not
Standard issue.
Looks like
Okay.
something you'd more like sort of infiltrate a submarine base with.
The M16's in the boot. Obviously, Pete, you had like a
trunk in the
Pete
trunk.
had a if he still has it, he has a .44 Magnum that's made of silver. That was a gift from the Iraqi government.
it's
There's a theme there.
just something maybe to keep in mind for Lonnie and Adam if guns get drawn at any point. That those guns are absolutely not standard issue.
Ours are?
No, yours are. But like,
theirs
if
are.
you see,
Yeah,
no one has pulled
we
guns at the
noticed
moment.
that,
But if
yeah.
it happens, you would immediately clock that they
Yes.
do not have standard issue firearms on them.
We've just got our Berettas, don't we?
So both cars have pulled up. You've pulled up at the gas station just on the edge of town to fill up because you haven't filled up yet, and grab some. You grab some gas station food and grab some just.
I'm going to have some of this soup.
Before we get out of the car and start filling up and
Okay.
meet the other guys, just going to talk to Flake.
Okay.
Flake.
Yeah.
Where's Pete?
Well, that's where we're going to try and find
Is
out.
this to do with the thing that happened on the base?
What? No.
With those crab dog things?
I mean, the crab dogs and the alien ship that came down and the little
Yeah.
grey plasticine people.
There was no...
Do you see anything like that here?
No, but there was no way that he could have vanished into thin air.
Like, come on, it could be completely... He may be gone, maybe left, maybe he ran away.
That's not like Pete.
I know.
He never leaves.
I don't know. Sometimes it gets a bit awkward. Like,
You're
just sits in the corner,
the
like,
one that
literally.
famously leaves all of the, the
Oh, yeah.
different
Yeah, I'm the one
army
that famously
things.
leaves. You, who used to go back to the warehouse to play Microsoft Flight Simulator 98, we all knew about that. We all knew where you went. You went down and blew the fucking... you used to just run out all the time. Everyone knew.
Just picturing like Adam just kind of pumping gas in the car in front, just kind of looking through the windshield of this conversation, silent conversation, animated thing happening.
Open the... All right, well, look, let's...
What are you opening there?
The door.
Oh, okay. You made it seem like it was a smaller thing.
So you head inside, you fill up the gas, you'll get yourself some gas station
I get some
food.
Dr. Pepper.
Get some Dr. Pepper. You're served by Andy. Oh, it's you again. Hey.
Oh, hey.
Hey, what's how's your investigation going?
Good.
Oh, I'm really glad to hear that.
Good. We lost an agent today.
What? Oh no, that's really bad.
No, we just lost him. It's fine. He's probably not dead.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Is
Lonnie.
this the same diner we were in before?
It's not the diner. So this
We're
is
in
the
the
gas
gas
station.
station.
Oh,
So
yeah, it's the
after
gas
you
station.
got kicked out of the diner, you went to the gas station.
Yeah, I
you drove
remember
to the
now.
gas station and just like ate Gangster's Pat, the American version, like just pre-packaged.
Have you got any of those corn dogs?
All right, you ate quite a lot of them, but yeah, I've got some more of the pack
Ooh, I
in the
love
refrigerator
those.
back there. Oh, okay. You get some pre-packaged corn dogs.
Hey, Lonnie,
so
Lonnie,
rich.
people say you shouldn't eat the soup at a gas station because it's been there for days and days, but I think it's pretty tasty if you ask me, so I'm going to get a cup of soup.
Is this life advice? Is this what you're... Are you giving me life advice
No,
right
I'm
now?
just making conversation while we get some food.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I I'm still trying to learn.
Where are you folks heading today?
Are we in the car or are we in the gas station?
He's just bringing up
the gas station.
Hey, that's none of your business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't think he's just asking a question.
How long is this soup in here?
You guys
Hey,
give
Tony,
away
you know you
too
should never
much.
drink soup at a gas station because it's got rat pubes in it. That's what I heard.
Rat pubes.
Yeah, rat pubes, yeah.
He
I'll
looks him
just put
dead in
hairs
the
on your chest.
looks him dead in the
Yeah,
eye
rat
and
pube
just
hairs in your
sips
chest.
this boiling hot soup.
Are you from the health inspectors?
No.
Are we from
But
the health
we
inspectors?
could inspect you for your health. So
I'm not.
be careful.
I'm from the
Do you
FBI.
really like
He turns,
plastic gloves or something like that? Because I'm not touching it without plastic gloves.
he turns and leaps away from you and just lands on the floor. He's like, oh, it's been there for 2 days. I'm sorry. I'll change it tomorrow.
You make sure that you do.
Please don't wrap me up.
Fine, I've had
I really
5-day-old soup before. Listen,
this job.
get me a pack of smokes.
Sure. He gets you some smokes and rings it all up.
Thank
for
you.
I need some coffee now.
He gets you some coffee.
Even though it's self-service, just like get it for me.
He's so scared. You just send him round to all the things to get all of your stuff for you.
And a candy bar.
Gets that, puts it on the counter.
It's not the one I wanted, a different one.
You ring it all up. You be Scott would hate you right now, Norman. Norman eating nothing but like gas station processed food since you got here. Had a proper hot
Got any
meal
day old
in
eggs?
days.
Yeah.
Don't get gassy in the car.
And you cool. Okay. Anything else in the gas station? Or you?
That's it.
No, it's fine. We'll have a
Coffee and
conversation in the
Skittles.
car on the way to Hank's.
all right.
Yeah.
You get in the
Yeah.
car and you keep driving to Hank's. Let's go for conversation in the FBI car.
This soup is awful, but I'm still gonna eat it.
Do not get gassy.
I'm not gonna get gassy.
Okay.
There's only a few beans in this soup. It's fine.
I didn't know it was bean soup. I'd have told you not to eat it.
Well, it's sausage and bean. And there's some
Sausage.
potatoes in
You're
here.
disgusting. You know
I did
that.
assume a conversation about the case, but
We get into that. We get into that.
You made a big mistake. He's up there drinking that soup, but I tell you what, he'll think it's beans, but it's like rat livers.
What do you think? What do you think of going on here? What do you think Pete's
I don't
on?
know. I have to say, this is the strangest case we've ever worked.
It's pretty strange.
I don't know what to make of those guys.
Yeah, people going missing. This is
I
like,
have to say, though, I was very impressed with their physical prowess when that guy jumped up onto that roof. I mean, that was something else.
yeah, he couldn't get down though. If you gotta go
No,
up,
he couldn't get down.
like
That
my
was
mother
really
always said, if
disappointing.
you've got to go up, you got to get down.
Yeah,
She
no,
was in a
it's
funk band, which is weird because that was only 20 years ago. She was an old lady then, but
That's the best place for an old lady.
could she
in
get
a funk band?
You never talk.
goddamn, could she
Did
get?
she play bass?
She could get down.
She just plays slap bass jazz, slap bass jazz in the
Slap
50s,
bass and-
then turned into funk back in the 70s.
No, in the 70s.
Yeah,
She said 20 years ago.
No, but she learned the slap bass in the 50s
We should
in jazz,
bring her
and then she
along
turned
to-
into funk when she
Right,
was in
right,
her
yeah,
old
yeah.
age.
We should bring her along to be our theme tune.
She's dead. She died.
Oh,
like
I am most sorry.
it happened a long
hear
time
that.
ago. It's okay.
So,
Okay, so
so you want a conversation about the case? Soup, dead funk mother.
what do you think about these guys? They're okay. Anyway,
funny.
my mom played bass.
I think dead funk mother's definitely going to be my next band name.
It's a really good band
It's
name.
a really good band name.
Boom, 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 boom.
Dead funk mother. Their new hit single, Bean Soup.
Gotta get the beans.
Adam,
Yeah.
I'm worried about some of the stuff I've seen. It's not adding up in my head. It's making my brain hurt.
Take one of these cigarettes. It helps.
Is that some kind of wacky tobacco?
No, this is just cigarettes. I just find if I smoke a good smoke, it brings me calm down.
Those
brings
things
me
kill you.
calm down.
That's the Irish in me. That brings me calm down.
We're never going to find. We're never going to find you, are we, Jerry?
I'm done, I think.
That's why it's nighttime. He made it
Let's go,
nighttime.
guys. Yeah. I'll see you, the next report.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh wait, here we are.
Yeah, we're at the door. Take one of the smokes before we go.
Let's.
No, I'm not gonna smoke that.
Come on, smoke. It's good for you.
I would like sanity rolls from everybody, please. Again, unless you are adjusted to helplessness. Which I don't know if some of the old ones might be. I don't think anyone is. I would like sanity rolls, because one of your
Helplessness,
numbers.
where is that?
So you've got some near your sanity. You've got some check boxes.
Oh yes.
If you
failed.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I'm not adapted.
So yeah, if you fail, you lose 1 point of sanity because one of your number has gone missing and you have not been able to find them at this time. And it's starting to feel real now that someone has gone missing and you can't figure out why.
Yeah, I've already lost one.
Oh no!
Hold on, wait, which one is which? That's
up to you.
85, right? Yeah.
Have you got number?
85.
My sanity is 61 and I got 63.
Oh, so close.
So there's 1 point of
Okay,
sanity.
so, yeah,
That's a fail. It's 1 point for Lonnie. How about Adam?
I'm good. Yeah, I got 36.
Nice. That makes sense. Adam's
got
seen
any
this shit
razor.
before.
Yeah, he knows what's going on.
And while we're at it, we're going to get one for Pete as well, because we're going to jump over to Pete now, so we might as well do that one. And Pete is the one who has been kidnapped and is currently tied up.
Yeah, okay.
What are you after, Drum?
I'm after a rubber. I need a
Oh, a rubber. I thought you were a hand shandy, mate.
saying, I'm just having
Demon and
flashbacks.
an eraser. An eraser.
I need an eraser.
An eraser.
I'm a back to tank, having flashbacks to my past.
It's something very Pete about the fact that he's fine with all of
fine.
this,
I'm
while
fine.
everyone else is losing their minds that he's missing.
And then I lived with Tuscan Raiders for a bit. Yeah, I made a gaffy stick.
It was kind of boring, but kind of interesting at the same time.
They all died. I didn't really care.
Let's go over to Pete.
Go, Pete.
Pete, you wake up. You're sitting in a chair now. Someone's picked you up and put you in a chair, and you kind of come round. You can see a shadow from one of the other. There's only a couple of rooms in this cabin, but you can see. You guess Hank is in the other room, and you can see his shadow in this big guy. You can hear the sound of water and hear the sound of glugging, like someone is just gulping down a bottle of water.
Hank, you've woken me up with your slurping.
He stops and steps in the door. This big guy. He's got like a gallon jug of water that's about empty. He downs the rest of it and just tosses it in the corner. And you can see that there are 3 other empty jugs in the corner. He just throws it down there. He just stares at you. Says, "You were awake then."
I'm awake. What's the play here, Hank? What's the plan?
You what are you here for, lawman?
What am I here for? You're kidnapped me, you lunk.
Oh, no, you can't get in my head like that. You get out of my head, lawman. You're here for a reason. You came to this town. Why did you come to this town?
Yeah, somebody went missing. There was some peculiar incidents going on. We're having a look. We've been quite straightforward about it.
That makes sense. Sending 5 FBI agents for a routine thing. You think something's going on here, don't you?
Now we're just all a bit thick. We need 5 people. It's cumulative, you see.
It's actually not technically untrue. Why you, old man? Why do you send someone like you down here to look into our business?
Tell you the truth, Beardy, I have no idea. I guess I see the world in a different way to folk like you. Art. I'm an artist, you see. I might paint this.
What do you paint?
Mainly pictures of Middle Eastern dictators who are misunderstood.
I sort of combine them with pop culture aliens. E.T., Elf, one of those Romulans. You know.
Sounds like a hell of a walk. he was our bulwark in the region.
He was, yeah. He was a bulwark in the region.
So many different plays these days. It's hard to know which side you're on, huh?
Impossible. You know, you live with a guy. You live in his palace. You make waffles. You sing his songs every night. He teaches you the Arabic version of a nursery rhyme, and everything seems good. Next thing you know, he's invading Kuwait, and he's the enemy. Don't make no goddamn sense.
Yeah. Just never know who your friends are. He's staring out. He's staring out of the window. He kind of goes over to the window and stares out of the window. He's looking up at the sky. He says, "No, not like none of that matters anymore, huh?"
Why you say that, Hank?
You don't know. It's the end of the world, isn't it?
It's the end of the world. Why? What, the year 2000? The Millennium Bug? Are you talking about the Millennium Bug?
Y2K, my friend. Why do you think I built this cabin here? It's coming. It's coming. It's a reckoning.
You think it's the fucking Millennium Bug?
When the stars come right, planes fall from the sky, they're going to be the end of our civilization.
Oh, fucking Christ, man. It's just computers. They're just zeros, man. It's just bullshit.
It's not computers, it's everything. He takes up he grabs another jug of water and stops and he drinks like half of it and just puts it back down.
You got some thirst on you, Hank.
I got a powerful thirst on me.
Yeah, I just said that.
Thanks. Reverse Stockholm Syndrome's kicking in. I'm really not like you. It's all good. It's not just computers. It's everything. It's people. It's this whole goddamn country. And government men like you trying to stop it all. Trying to keep us down.
I'm not trying to keep you down, Hank. We're just searching for some lost people.
Yeah. It seems to me like you already lost. And he walks over to the side of the room and takes a big axe down off the thing and just lets it fall to the ground. It kind of drags along the floor.
Oh, there, fella. What's the axe for?
Gotta chop me some wood.
You're gonna chop yourself some wood?
Before we get company.
Okay.
Don't you go nowhere.
I'm tied to a chair, Hank.
I know these woods. You go somewhere, I'll find you.
Right.
Ain't nowhere you can go. You just sit tight, government man. Be your time soon enough. And he just pushes the door. He takes the jug of water with him and the axe, swings it over his shoulder and just pushes the door open and goes out of the cabin. We'll cut over to the rescue team as you arrive. You drive out, kind of out of town the other way, so into the afternoon now, and you get to. You draw off the road. You go back to. You pass the reservoir on your way. You see the sign pointing to the reservoir, and then a little further up, you see a sort of dirt road, and you pull off that to where there is a small holding up. So little. Looks like a homemade house, like wooden house. It's got vegetable patches, a lot of vegetable patches out there. It's got a wind turbine up, not a kind of rudimentary-ish looking one, and a couple of solar panels out. Like it's not the same technology you have now, but yeah, you have a few of them there. Like looks like as explained, they live off the grid. They make their own power out.
This guy's some kind of environmentalist. Comes out.
Solar power. Yeah.
On the ground, hippie.
What's wrong with burning some good old gas? That's what I want to know.
I don't trust it.
Neither do I.
I wouldn't burn you with gas after that soup you had.
Hey, that soup was awful, but I ate it. You know why? Because
you like rat pubes.
What?
Well, you like rat pubes.
That's just a myth.
Stop talking about soup, god damn it!
All right, I bang on the door.
Hank!
I don't know why I'm saying this in my... Hey, everybody, I'm banging on the door.
Bang on the door. Is the door open or is it locked?
You bang on the door. A moment later, you hear the sound of a gun being cocked.
By the way, just a side note: Norman didn't come out of the car.
Okay,
he's sneaking. Is it like surrounded by forest? Did you say?
No, this isn't out in the woods. This is kind of. This is.
So it was by the reservoir.
It's near the reservoir. It's not exactly near the reservoir.
I'm just gonna sneak around the back of the property.
Okay.
Whilst they're...
Give me a stealth check to kind of stay out of sight while they're... Not a quick
Yes. 13.
13.
So under my stealth of 60.
Wow, Norman's been working on that stealth. Norman disappears off into the bushes and starts skirting around the property while you...
Do we know? Have you told me that that's the plan?
No.
Yeah,
I just left you in the car and you just sneaked off. Right, good.
Where's your
Don't
partner?
worry, Norman's in the car.
All right.
It wouldn't be a good idea to meet Hank
It's a good idea.
after the whatever the fuck that was at the restaurant.
Yeah. Good thinking. That's the
Yeah.
first good thought you've
He
had
literally-
in the last 3 days.
Thanks, Red Tube.
So we knocked on the door, right?
Oh yeah, he literally told us he was knocking. on
I've
the
already
door.
knocked. Yeah.
Hank.
I heard a gun clap. Did you hear that?
A gun what?
Clap.
Gun cluck?
Lonnie takes his cluck. Lonnie's got his gun out.
So, would
Oh
you
my
like
God,
to
we all
describe
better-
what you see?
We all better cluck our guns.
We all open fire.
So
Fucking hippie.
we heard this gun.
Is the door locked?
So as you're knocking on the door, you hear the sound of a shotgun being cocked. You look over, and there is a woman in her, you'd say, late 20s, wearing dungarees. She's holding a shotgun. She's just come out of like a storage shed at the side. She's just literally just cocked. When she's seen you there, she's cocked the shotgun and she's just pointing it at you all.
Holy shit, they are the hippies.
Ma'am, we're the FBI.
Yes.
Put your weapon down. There is no need for you to use force.
Put the gun down now.
You want to show me some badges?
Yep, I'm gonna put. And Adam slowly puts. It doesn't tell you to put your weapons away, but he slowly puts his weapon in his holster, and then takes out. I'm just reaching into my top pocket here, and I'm gonna pull out my identification. And he pulls it out, flips it open.
She kind of looks over it. Says, "We ain't done nothing wrong around here."
We're not saying you have. We just want to ask a few questions. Want to know where Hank is?
Fine. She brings the shotgun up and she takes the
Snake takes his shot.
Lonnie,
Headshot.
Lonnie
Step to
sheathes
the
his
eyes.
gun. Sheathes his gun.
Okay,
Thank you very much, ma'am.
All the
for
guns go
cooperation.
away.
Sheathes his gun.
In the scabbard.
We've got guns clucking and sheathed guns. I love this. This is
Final
great.
Fantasy.
Final Fantasy, yeah. Shh.
Ma'am,
My
what's your name?
sword gun.
My name is Agent Green.
My name's Don John.
Don John.
Don John.
Agent Oregon.
He always does.
Flake.
What can I do for you all?
We're just wondering. Oh, you take the lead. Go ahead.
Where's Hank? We bumped into some of his workmates today, and he has not been at work today.
And we thought that was a matter for the FBI. Because when people don't show up to their menial farm work, they call it
It's a matter for the FBI.
We're checking because there's been a few people going missing, and they were worried
People.
because usually Hank gives them a call. Now we try to call his cellular phone, and nothing went through. Do you know anything about this today, ma'am?
Well,
Don
you
John.
wanted did the sheriff tell you about this?
No.
Sheriff did not.
The sheriff has been most unhelpful.
Yeah, you ever
We
spoke
are
to that
hoping you
guy?
will be more helpful.
We've bypassed local law enforcement and we're just taking matters into our own hands.
Oh, yeah,
Investigating people not showing up at work.
Oh yeah,
Still not sure why we're here. We're an agent down. We're a bit headless.
I spoke to Sheriff Dan yesterday when Hank didn't come home.
Hank did not come home yesterday.
No,
Are there any other places where Hank hangs out?
She takes the gun, like leans it against the thing, and picks up a basket of vegetables that she was bringing in, and invites you into the house once she's kind of realised that you are FBI.
Goddamn hippies.
It's a frustrating.
Goddamn
I would describe it more survivalist than hippie. Like it's,
Got any cookies?
She brings you some home baked cookies.
Like mashed up carrot, man.
Everybody's got cookies in this town.
Adam gets a cookie anywhere he goes.
Yeah.
First rule of the FBI, kid: always get a cookie.
How are you joined up for the cookies?
Dan, can I do a search of the surrounding area?
Give me a search.
Yeah.
I forgot about you.
27. Yes, so that's under.
Okay, so you search around. You're fairly confident. You find that there's a field out back with a couple of horses in it. You're fairly sure that there's no one else hiding around here. Looks like it's a fairly small property. There's the shed. You can peek in the window and you can see it looks like there's a lot of food stored here. There's a well where they draw their own water from. Pretty self-sufficient out here. There's room to park. Two cars. There's like two parking spaces side by side, but there's a truck there, and what other car is missing? There's one car missing from here.
I sneak up to the property, but
you crawl along.
Army style.
And just peer in the window at these guys in their house.
She's just sitting having a lovely talk with you all, and you're just all nodding along, and you can just see her behind Norman peering through the window with his fucking scar down outside of his face.
Hey, Joe, just stay in the fucking car. Joe, stay in the car.
I just give a little look at Oregon as if to go, what the fuck?
Yeah, Oregon acknowledges it with wide eyes.
So we look like the Three Stooges.
Pretty much.
All going,
Ma'am, you haven't seen your husband in 24 hours. Is that correct?
Right. Hank and I came out here about 10 years ago, looking for somewhere a little more peaceful to settle down. But it's quite expensive to try and get fuel for the generator, so he's been doing some work over at the Allen farm for the last year, just to try and supplement. We try to be self-sufficient as much as we can, but sometimes you just need money, you know.
When was the last time you saw your husband?
I saw him 2 days ago.
2 days.
He didn't come home.
Does he come down home? Does he not come home a lot? Or is this a very irregular thing?
No. Mike Hank's a good man. He always comes home.
I will repeat my question, but only once. Are there any other places that he likes to hang out?
Well, I suppose there's the cabin. But
the cabin?
Where is it?
Whilst she's talking, Norman looks at Pete. Not Pete, sorry. Flake. Sorry, my bad. Looks at Flake, points at himself like, do you want me? And then points at her, and then mimes a gun, blowing her head off.
no. He's like Flake's just sort of shaking his head, like, no. God damn it.
Do we see this, right?
No, don't put your fucking thumb up. Ma'am, I'm just going to have to go outside for a piss. And Blake just leaves the...
It's a compost toilet.
Yeah, cool, fucking hippie. Goes outside. You see Flake walking over to where Norman's hiding, just like grab him by the ear, sort of twist his ear, but like, oh, fuck you, dude, I'm going fucking chase him back to the car.
She turns around as they get dragged off. There's nothing there. Turns back around and we're just looking.
I'll get you some more tea. Turns around just as they disappear out of sight.
What the fuck?
I can only apologize for our colleagues.
Oh no, ma'am! Look this way! Look this way! Look this way!
They are new to the FBI.
Anyway, I was saying, he's been building a hunting cabin up in the hills on the other side of town, out past the Allen farm.
Can you give us a direction? Yeah, I think
sure, of course. I mean, I don't think he's there. I went there this morning, first thing.
We have to check all possibilities, man.
We'll go and check it out anyway, just to see what's going on.
You think
Are there any bars or restaurants that he frequents?
Oh, he goes to the diner sometimes for. Sometimes he'll go there if he's working late at the farm. He'll go by there to get some food.
Spends a lot of time in the bathroom, huh?
What?
Oh, that's something else. Don't worry.
What is Pecker like?
She gives you.
Is he like showing it to other guys?
You get headbutted for that.
Does he like wrestling movies?
Did you gentlemen want to stay for some lunch? I'm making
You seem remarkably calm for a lady that we've just told your husband seems to be missing.
I know it's. We're certainly worried, but the FBI are looking for him. So I'm taking heart in that.
I mean, that's
don't
not-
get me wrong. I'm very worried, but I'm from Minnesota. They make us tough up there.
Are you aware of any other missing persons in this area?
We try to keep to ourselves. Really, we try not to. I know there was one of the farmers that Hank knew was talking about his cows, about cows going missing or they were dead or something like that.
Cows, huh?
But I try to stay out of all the things that go on in that town. That's the whole point of being out here.
Ma'am, thank you very much for the cookies
Thank you for your
And the
time.
tea.
Thank you for the map.
and the
We'll
map
let you know
that you draw.
what we can find.
We'll check out the cows for you.
Please, if you see Hank, please bring him back as soon as you can. He's a good man.
Sure, he's
Of
just
course, ma'am.
taking a nap or something for long.
Unless he's guilty of something. Sorry. Let's go.
You go back to the car where Flake is admonishing Norman.
Jesus.
Guys,
What the fuck are you thinking?
What the fuck was
Hey.
going on back there?
Hey,
Hey,
the
we
hell
didn't
is
know where
going
we were
on?
going into. I was going to sneak around the back, see if there was any dramas, or you would have been lucky if I was there. If she was
She was just
angry.
fucking be
never-
survivalist.
You better get
You
your
are an embarrassment to the badge.
You better get your partner in line. We do things on the book by
That's
here.
right. We are by the book. The goddamn book.
The
You
blah, 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 blah.
understand?
You're not by the book. You're just rude. You just shouted at that woman.
Yeah.
I just like to get things done.
Yeah, he gets results.
You're definitely less relaxed than when we first met you. Is everything okay?
No.
This guy gets results.
I feel you really
I
point
am as
break
relaxed
kind of
today as I was yesterday.
You may not like his methods,
Dude.
but he gets results. You get nothing but on my nerves. Now get in the car and let's get out of here.
You don't tell me.
You don't
to get
tell
in
We
the
have
car.
got a map. We're
Norman.
going to
Get in the fucking car.
Yes.
go to the cabin and see if we can find Hank.
All right,
Okay.
follow us.
Come or don't. I don't give a shit. Go.
Get in the two cars.
Oregon, you should drive.
You're right. I
Are
should.
you sure you should drive in this condition? He seems very stressed.
He's a better driver when he's angry.
Drive off down the country roads.
Always drive stressed. That's the FBI way.
Sideswipe a deer. You keep going. Try that. So you go back on the road. You drive back.
Or coffee.
Back past the gas station, back through town, past your motel. While you're on your way there, you get your phone rings. Oh, sorry. It's hello. Oh, hello there, Agent Tully. This is Agent Williams at the FBI at the Knoxville office.
Hey, Willie.
You wanted to have you asked for a trace on a cell phone.
Yeah.
We put a trace on it that the phone's disconnected.
Oh, is that it?
Somebody switched it off.
Do you know where?
It was switched off about. Why am I doing multiple timelines all at once? The phone went completely dead about 3 hours ago. 3 hours would have been exactly. Well, it would have been about 30 minutes after he went missing. It went like completely dead, no signal at all.
Okay. Do you know where it was turned off?
Last known location. It was somewhere. You're in Groverville, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you take the road out east, out that way. So the Allen farm is out east. The way you're going is out east. It's like it went dead somewhere along the road out there.
Flake.
Yeah.
See you later, agent.
Are we still on for dinner? Or
Yeah. Beep.
Yeah.
Somebody turned his phone off. About 30 minutes after he was captured.
Are you talking about Pete?
Yeah, or whatever, if he was captured.
Yeah,
Sorry, I just...
that was quite an assumption you made.
Yeah, sorry, I mean...
But his phone, he never turns his phone off.
No, I know.
He's got that lighter attachment to it. He always uses it to light his endless cigarettes.
Yeah.
He'd never turn his phone off. That's not Pete.
They said whoever it was, or he did, turned it off on this road somewhere between the east and this road. Where we're going.
Somewhere between the east and this road.
Yeah, ooh.
Okay, that triangulation really worked out well for us, didn't it? So you're saying that Pete is somewhere to the east.
1998 technology.
All right, great.
enhance.
Yeah, good job, Norman. All right.
What if this is connected? What if this guy is connected?
Well, that's what we're going to find out.
Should we shoot him?
But maybe.
Not... Okay.
Who?
No, the farmer. The guy that's got a small pecker.
Oh, you just really want to shoot him, don't you? Has he actually got a small pecker, or is it intimidatingly large?
So you pull off the road, following the directions.
God damn it, Norman!
But you only get about less than a mile into the woods, following this single-track dirt road before you are stopped. A tree has been felled right across the road. Someone has chopped down a big tree, and it is just blocking the whole road.
God damn it!
Looks like we walk from here.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
We step out of the car.
Sound goes, looks like we walk from here.
You beat me by like 1 second.
Everyone gets out.
Well, really, because I think we should walk from here.
Looks like we're walking, boys.
All right, on your feet.
All right.
You ever
It's walking time.
Ever walked before?
It's walking time.
I hope you got your walking shoes on, because we're going to have to walk from here.
One foot in front of the other, boys.
That's right.
Norman opens the boot of the car
You know.
and gets out the M16.
Norman takes an M16 out of the
Hey,
boot.
I see you got your walking assault rifle.
What
You really
the
think we're
hell
going to need
is
that? What the hell is that?
You just, for the viewers at home, the listeners, Ross just mimed pump actioning
M60,
an
an
automatic assault rifle, showing his devastating knowledge of guns.
What? But we don't know what we're going into.
But,
But we're going there on foot.
But where the hell did you get that thing?
From the boot.
That is
From the
trunk.
boot of the goddamn.
What are you, English?
Fine, I'll put it back in the trunk.
No, don't put it in the trunk. Keep it.
It's not we're telling you not to do it. We're just saying, where the hell did you get it? That's not regulation.
That's not from the agency.
Hey,
is
there's
not.
things in the agency they let go. I'm Agent 6, you know.
Well, I'm Agent 6, so we got a
No,
problem.
I'm Agent 5, I mean.
Okay, look, whatever number you are, I don't think we need assault rifles, okay?
I can
right,
hear what all
fine.
the walking I'm doing. Look at me walk. I'm
Norman
walking
puts
away
it
now
back in
in
the
the
thing,
path.
then walks off.
Yeah, we're walking up.
Meanwhile, in the cabin, Hank has come back after a while. You see him drink more water. Time seems to pass. If you ask for water, he'll share some with you reluctantly. But we'll kind of come back in, and he's just sat, and he spends a lot of time just sat in a chair, just looking at you with a hunting rifle, kind of to the side, staring at you. He's like, "You
Lots to think about, Hank?
he's like, you really think that it's not the end?
I don't think it's the end, Hank.
Everything points to it. It's so perfect. Our hubris." All of these things we take from the world, we connect everything up, and then that's what kills us. It makes sense to me.
Okay. Like what? Give me an example.
Yeah, we humans, we spread everywhere, spread all over the world. You can't stop us. We just go from one place to the next, taking everything, using it up. It's not sustainable. It's not it's just... And everywhere we go, they make rules. Tell you what you can do. Tell you how you can be. Tell you who you got to pay money to. It's the government, people like you, your people. They're chasing us down. There ain't no wild places left where a man can be a man.
I'm not the government, Hank.
Yeah, well,
I'm just a man. Sitting here. Watching a man drink copious amounts of water. What you're describing there is the history of the world. It's not leading anywhere. It's just going on and on.
he looks at you and goes, "You're fascinating."
I'm fat. What is it? Is it the lines of my face?
You keep fighting, even though deep down you know you ain't got a chance. You know it's coming. You're like
a chance, Hank.
You're like a rabbit caught in a snare, thrashing around trying to get free, only knowing the snare is going to get tighter and tighter. Yeah. And time's nearly up anyway.
Is that so?
How are the other four of you? After an hour of trekking up the hills, you see a cabin. How do you choose to approach this cabin? There is a car parked outside it.
I mean, at this point, we've all got guns out, which is mad because. But
I put my M16
I think the only person who's got his gun out is Norman with his fucking M16.
No, I put it back in.
You put the M16 back in the chest.
Yeah, put it back.
Well, in that case, we've got no reason to think that there's anything going on.
No,
we're just going up to check out.
To the cabin, we're going to knock on the door.
Hey, this time, what?
I'll sneak round the back.
No, 'cause what?
Don't worry, I got this.
Why?
And he wanders off.
No shooting people in the head.
Okay,
He's
Norman.
never been the same since that Air Force base.
Norman
What Air Force
disappears
base?
into the woods.
We knock on the door.
Okay.
27.
27 under, so you're it's a pass. Norman disappears off into the woods. The rest of you walk up.
Remember,
Pete-
Oregon, just announce who we are.
Pete, you hear the sound of voice. You hear the sound of people approaching along the floor, and you hear the sound of voices outside. Hank takes his hunting rifle from the side, goes, "Time's up," and walks around to the door and goes to push the door open. As those of you who walk up the door opens, and Hank John, big bald man with a red beard, opens the door. He's holding a hunting rifle in his hands as you're walking up, and as you approach, he shoulders the hunting rifle and says, "Welcome, lawman," raises it up to the three of you that are approaching. We're going into initiative rounds, everyone.
Get down!
But we're going to do it next week. Actually, in 2 weeks. Sorry. That's where we leave it.
Oh my God, we all better.
What you see.
We all better clock our guns.
We all open fire.
So
Fucking hippie.
we heard this gun.
Is the door locked? Yeah.
Do. I hate to take a pause.
Yeah.
James, please, can I have my microphone cable back? You're gradually reeling my face down to the table. It's wrapped around your foot. You've just been gradually pulling my face down.
Yeah, take that DM, hippie.
It's a unique
You
way.
fucking off-grid microphone cable. Bam. How's about that?
FBI. So as you're knocking on the door.